Another thing is, if you hear a knocking in your engine, where it's like tut 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 tut, it sounds like a ticking, and when you rev it up, it gets loud. It's more than likely nothing to do with your engine compartment. It has to do with there's this thing called the shift rod, intake shift rod, and what the intake shift rod is a tube that goes along here, and it advances, it twists back and forth when the air enters your engine, and it regulates it, regulates the airflow. And what it does is this thing gets pushed down as the vacuum sucks it down, and it'll advance that and retract it. So it's a tube right here. So all you gotta do is take off these with the Torx. I'm not sure what size they are because I took it apart, but I haven't bought the replacement, so I'm not gonna do a video on that just yet until I get the replacement. But you take those off, and then you take off the 2 Torx here, and you slide it all one way. This whole cap comes out. There's a O-ring or a rubber bushing right here, and there's one over here. So once this all comes out, you'll see the rod in there, and you pull it all the way out. It runs the length of this plenum. So you pull that out and you replace it with the new one, and then your ticking will go away. The reason why it ticks is because it almost looks like a vacuum cleaner, like rotator on the front of your vacuum cleaner, how it spins and picks up all the dirt and stuff. It almost looks like that with slots, and it has these rings around it that are plastic, and those rings start to wear after a while from rotating, so there's slop in it. And so when you rev the engine, the vibration of the engine moves that cylinder up and down. The one that goes this way, it moves it up and down really fast, and it makes a ticking noise. So above like 2,000 or 2,500 RPMs, you'll start hearing it tick a lot. So that's another thing to think about when working on your car and you hear the ticking for a VR6 Jetta. I'm gonna rev it to 2,000. I don't know if you could hear that, but that's the clicking of that thing that I told you about. Let me see if you could hear it from the outside. I'm gonna hold the gas down and see. So I don't know if you could hear that, but that's the intake shift rod. This is the lower hose. So basically what it does is it'll plug in basically like this, and this is the drain spout, so it'll go in down here underneath like this, and then this one right here will plug into a metal hose, like so how this hose plugs into this metal tube. It'll plug into one like that, but underneath. And then like I said, we have this hose here that plugs into a plastic. Plugs into this plastic down here, and then plugs into this one right here, and then plugs into the transmission cooler right there. So I'm gonna fix this and then get it working. And yeah, this is just a quick video. Just since I had it apart, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like and the areas to look at if you're replacing any of these items. Okay, so just a brief overview of the tools I'm using. You're gonna need the water pumps, adjustable ones. You're gonna need a number 10 with a socket wrench, ratchet wrench, or whatever you want to call it. Number 10. It doesn't matter your drive that you're using, 3/8, quarter inch, or half, whatever, doesn't matter. The number 10 is to take off basically the glove box, or I mean the air box bolt, the one that's up here. And then you're gonna need these also to do the same thing as the water pumps, because trying to get the little clips off are kind of hard to do with the angle of these, but for the most part these ones work the best. For instance, I got to use the needle nose to get this one off back here because it's way back here. The 90 water pumps kind of came in here and hit on here, so I used the needle nose to take off those back ones. So we took it off here, took it off here, took it off right there. See, as you can see, the inside, it's all corroded and chipped. But yeah, we use that for that. We use these, the TORXS, the T30, to take off the top cover, the plastic piece that was up here. You're gonna need a number 13 with the extension, and that's to take off the battery clamp that holds it down. You're gonna need a flashlight to inspect and find the leak. Then you're gonna need something like this to catch all your fluid so you don't pollute the ground. And then you're gonna wanna get a jack to lift it up to get underneath the car. So you got all that stuff. You're gonna need whatever hoses you need to replace, or replace them all if you can. And we have the PENTOFROST SF. So you're gonna need this one because this is made for the 2002 Jetta. It's like a pink color. I think they have another one that's pink. So make sure it's for the right year model. So read up on it, and it'll tell you what it's for. So the pink one, and then the hoses. This is the one I took out. I got a new one like this. You've seen it. And then this is the one that's going in. So this one goes in over here, and then this one. Let me see if I can get it. So that one's going right there. So as you can see, it goes to this metal pipe, connects, and goes up to the top. So, and you're also going to need the needle nose to take it off right there. All that is like a C-clip, so you push up on that little metal thing and it'll pop up. Basically, that's like, let me see if I can, here. So we're looking at the bottom of it, so you could push it up right here, right there, and right there. So this is how it is in the bottom. So it's sitting like this. So if you could get to the top of it, it'd be better, because all you would have to do is pull up on this clip. See these little bars coming down? So you could just pull up on this clip this way, and this C-clamp comes up. If you can't get to the top, you just push right at the bottom of those, cam them out, try to pry it out so that way they go in those indentations. Once you got this pushed on, and you push down on this top, and it'll basically lock it in. I put some white lithium grease in here because there's like a little O-ring. Let me see if I could show you. So there's like a little O-ring where that chamfer is. That's an actual O-ring. So I put some lithium grease around that before you install this onto your radiator. But yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to install it, and then I'll show you the after, what it looks like once it's in. It's going to look the same. So if you're disassembling this stuff, just put it on the same way you took it off. Okay, so I replaced this hose that goes in from the passenger side, as you can see. And then so there's a metal pipe, takes it all the way down into those two hoses that I just recently bought. So if you tighten this, let's see if I could get it to focus. If you tighten this to if you tighten this way or loosen it this way, in this direction, it'll loosen this cockpit up, or petcock, and you'll lose your fluid. So make sure when installing this hose, you put the grease on here, push it on, make sure these pop down into their little recessed areas, and then screw this little knob in this direction. So make sure it twists this way. So you'll turn it in that direction to close this off. Then what you're going to do is attach it to this metal tube, and then route it up. Make sure it doesn't hit nothing, and route it all the way up to the top. So here's a little overview. It's hard to see under the car, so this is the best I could get you right now. So I installed that. Usually this comes with one of those little pinching clips. I just put a hose clamp on it because this one is, to me, they seem to grip better because you can tighten them to whatever spec you want. Whereas these ones are just a pinch friction hold. But that whole tube got replaced. So here's the tube right here. Came up to the bottom. Now you're gonna try to put it on that housing. And as you can see, I still got the friction clamp right there. Just be sure not to break this when you're moving stuff around down here, because I've broken one of these before and you gotta buy the whole unit again, or order it and wait a week to get this part in. You may have to reuse like some of the little clamps off of the original one, because they only give you these ones right here that connect here. They give you this one, they give you this piece, but they don't give you these clamps, so you're gonna have to reuse them from this old one. But this is what I was talking about, the little clip. So once it gets pushed on, you push that in and it locks it. And then to take it off, you just lift up on it. It will come off, so be careful just to do it so they get clipped right there. And you push it all the way down, it locks in. So as you can see, I filled it all the way up. The engine is running, and the heater core is on, and this will start to decline. There's a few bubbles earlier. The air pockets were all getting out of it. Don't forget to lock the petcock off the petcock at the bottom before filling this stuff up, so that way you don't lose all your fluid down there. And let me show you the inside. So as you can see, the heater's on, all the way on hot. So once it starts filling up, or once it starts circulating, hit the gas a little bit, maybe 1,000 RPMs to get the temp to 190. Make sure it hits 190 and stays there. If it hits 190 and stays there, then cap it off and run your car. Turn off the heater, of course, unless it's cold outside, then run it. It's 100 degrees out right now, so I'm not going to drive it with the heater. But thanks for watching. I'll give you a brief overview of what's going to be in this video.